Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant video. Today I'm doing a review of the brand new wave of Doctor Who action figures. It is the 19th of September 2023 yeah, these are the Revelation of the Daleks, I want to say, from the planet Necros, I think, kind of, maybe, sort of. If you couldn't tell, sort of 1980s Doctor Who is not one of my strong areas, I guess. Also, on a personal level, I have never really liked this Dalek design that much. So you might be thinking to yourself, why the beep did you buy this set? Because I'm an insane collector slash trying to be a completionist, I guess, of the Doctor Who figures. And yeah, I am also a sucker for Daleks, and also love the Dalek silhouette, regardless of the design, I guess. Generally speaking, I guess, think so, words and stuff. And I guess on another slight tangent slash personal thing, I was thinking this just before I pressed record to this video, that these ones, although I'm not a massive fan of them, do pave the way for the Imperial Dalek design in Remembrance of the Daleks, so I'm grateful for that at least. Because these are, for lack of a better term, in the wise words of Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor, a hybrid of sorts between the Renegade Daleks design and the Imperial Dalek design, I'd say. Finally moving into actually reviewing said figures, they are like the Renegade ones in so much as the design, the sort of basic silhouette of them, I'd say, you know, from the skirts to the sort of spheres and the bumpers and whatnot. The major difference is this golden neck piece here, which excuse me, sort of elevates the neck bin altogether, I guess. Which apparently the 80s props were supposedly a bit taller than the 60s and 70s Dalek props in that sense. So because of that, because they were a bit taller, apparently character options have added this ring bit here underneath the neck bin, but between the sort of solar slats and or good mesh here. And then you've got the eye stalks, articulation-wise, the same articulation as every other Daleks. So like full 360, the dome moves, full 360. The eye stalk moves up and then down. The manipulator arm, up, down, left, right. Likewise with the gun stick, up, down, left, right. And then you've got 3 wheels on the bottom, so you can have them fly about the place and fall off desks and try and fly up steps, the huge. But yeah, I mean, colour scheme wise, they are, as I say, a sort of stepping stone towards what would later be the Remembrance of the Daleks, the Imperial Daleks from that story even. With the sort of golden spheres, the golden bits mesh between the solar slats and the golden mesh on the sort of neck ring piece. You've got 4 rings on the eye stalk, which I'm assuming is accurate to resolution. Nope. Oh my god. Too many Dalek stories begin with an R. But yeah, the 6th Doctor Dalek story. Yeah, I'd say of this wave, this is probably the sort of one that I think is the weakest of the 3 figure sets that have come out this wave. Although I suppose this wave's been a bit stronger than the 3 packs where we got, like, you know, 3 versions of David Tennant or 3 versions of the 8th Doctor. So, this is sort of an improvement, I guess, and that as a whole wave, because the next 2 sets you get a Dalek and a Doctor and a TARDIS, and then 2 Daleks. So, It's at least more varied altogether as a little wave, and it is a little wave. And I'm just grateful that this time round I was able to just really easily and quickly, weirdly enough, go to some B&Ms and get all three of these figures like that, like within relative ease. So that was definitely a plus. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as figures, I like them. As actual Daleks within the context of the show, they're not my favourite because, again, I kind of... It's weird, they sit between a much better design, what comes after this with the Imperial Dalek, but then before that I actually prefer the just sort of gunmetal grey or the sort of darker sort of... I actually kind of prefer, in a weird way, the Destiny of the Dalek design to this, because they're so sort of tatty and battered and shit that at least they've got more personality, whereas these ones are just so sort of clean and therefore white and clean and just sort of so void of any personality as a design that it's hard to really say nice things about them, really, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, it's great that they've still got the standard articulation for a Dalek figure, and that, you know, if you're a big Sixth Doctor fan, you've got more Daleks to add to your collection. And it's great that they've re-released these ones, because I assume, much like a lot of classic Daleks, prior to the History of the Daleks sort of series of 2-packs, these ones were difficult to grab hold of back in the day. And I think this is either History of the Daleks set 13 or 14. I think that's whereabouts we're at with the History of the Daleks sets. So yeah, I mean, one thing I will say that I've just remembered is that for whatever reason we've skipped Resurrection of the Daleks, which is weird because in my mind I kind of prefer that to this story maybe, but then the odd thing is, I mean, I guess logically, it would just be more sort of gunmetal grey Daleks. Or not gunmetal grey, but like a light bluish grey sort of Dalek. Sort of nothing too majorly different, whereas these ones are way different than the sort of gunmetal grey of the Pertwee ones, or the more sort of chocolatey grey of the Genesis, or the shitty sort of tatty, worn, weathered, tatty crap ones of Destiny, you know. So maybe that's why they just sort of skipped the 70s and just went straight into the middle of the 80s. Maybe then they'll go back to Resurrection, or maybe I think they'll do Remembrance and then maybe do Peter's one last, weirdly. I think I could be wrong about that, and then move into the new series. Maybe, hopefully, that's what they're doing. But yeah, I'd give this set a well-earned sort of 6 or 7 out of 10. It's just a Dalek 2-pack. I mean, as I said earlier, it's probably the weakest of this wave, but I guess obviously if you're buying these History of the Daleks sets, you'll be buying this anyway because you are essentially a completionist and wanting to buy at least one of all of the Daleks, and you get 2 anyway. And at least at the B&Ms that I went to, these were still $21.99, which I'm a bit confused about, because I'm pretty sure in Batman March's reviews and the press releases, they were saying that they had gone up to $24.99. I mean, I'm not complaining about that I got them for $21.99, but I'm just a bit confused because now I'm like, wait, was that an error online, or was that maybe just a down south thing, or maybe it was just a fluke that I got these cheaper? I don't know what happened there, or maybe I misread the information packet there. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please do comment, rate and subscribe to the channel.